Hello everyone, Siege Link here, back with the 15th event of the Marble League 2023, the Sand Rally. There's only 2 events left, 3 of my teams are eliminated, and the 4th one is very well on their way out. I believe the cutoff line currently is 110 or 111, and Team Galactic and I think Mellow Yellow are also tied with them at 117 points, which is pretty much guaranteed to knock them off next event, especially with the Savage Speeders currently at the top of the standings with 2 races left to go, the Sand Rally, then the Marbula 1 course. Even if the Savage Speeders don't win this Marble League, I think they're pretty much guaranteed a podium with the fact that there's 2 races left and they're pretty well out in front. The only team that really has a chance of mine that's still left is my third place team, the hosts themselves. Can they break the host curse? The Bumblebees. They're right behind Savage Speeders, but Savage Speeders pulled away pretty heavily in the G-Force event. So they're going to need to pick it up heavily here. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Tradition is strong with the host Bumblebees both within their hive and in the overall of competition for Marble Athletics. That's why they have chosen Event 15 of the 2023 Marble League to be the Sand Marble
113, yeah. 113 is the cutoff. Galactic ain't making it. Mellow Yellow's 1 above the cutoff line.
Championship. They can still stand on the top step of the podium.
Surprisingly, Rojo Rollers are 3rd right now. Keep in mind, they're the team that got last in 2021, and they were my 3rd place team. If they make this podium, I'm actually weirdly rooting for them to make this podium because it's going to send shockwaves throughout. But outside of Bumblebees and Galactic, I'm kind of hoping for Momo to do good.
Just teetering on the edge of elimination, others trending in the right direction. It makes the Marble choice for this event all the
Are we doing it all at once or 2 heats? Usually it's 2 heats.
In the lineup, you see a couple of reserves in there as well. The reason why this carries even more import is because this is a double whammy. The results of this event will decide the starting grid for the Honeydome Grand Prix. That is the final event of the Marble League.
I actually do kind of like that.
This one, you get pole in the Honeydome. 2 events will be run. This is the first, and the best
it's all going to be at the same time.
Will decide.
I'm honestly surprised no one went out there. Is that Pinky's way out front or Snowballs?
I
think it's Pinky's, but I'm not sure.
Red Eye with a challenge for the lead. Already, that was great defending up front from the Snowballs. That's the captain, Snowy. We also see Shining Swarm.
At least for once, Raspberry Racers has a chance to get a good pole because they're good at Sand Rally, but terrible at Marbula 1. I think that's Pinky's in the back, so I think it's Snowballs up front.
Plasma currently holding that line.
It's a lot slower this time, it seems.
At the front of a 4-marble grouping.
Flying Glacier's making a good position.
Them all behind, going high on the wall.
Very high.
Can't get it done. Loses a position, but comes right back. Contact
very slow.
And slowing to a crawl. Are all the marbles going to get through that? Here's an inside move. Red Eye trying to make the pass complete. We just go off camera for it. I think Snowy was holding a great defense.
So it was Snowballs up front, yep.
Look at how spread out the field is.
Look at those high bankings.
It's the time that qualifies you, depending on where you finish in the 2 races. Savage Speeders.
Oh, someone got stuck there, I think.
Their Tangerine. Oh, Wizzy, I think, is out. Was that Wizzy that went off of the course? I believe
it's also a lot wider this time.
The Savage Speeders. Here's a battle here with
the Savage Speeders DQ? Oh my god. Not only is that going to drop them down, that's also going to... That's also going to mean that they're going to not even... They're going to be last. They're going to pull last.
Battle for 3rd place than what we originally thought.
This event seems poorly made. Not only is there no line to show how close it's going to be to the end, but there's no
Now the question is, what will that be in the overall?
There's no like
run the 2nd race
showing of the standings.
Well, bounding across that finish line. Wow, apparently 5 DNFs.
5. Okay then.
Look at this.
That honestly doesn't surprise me.
It's not coming. Timing and scoring, saying there have been 5 DNFs. A couple of the teams are a bit shocked at that.
I'm not given how much speed there was. So there's Momo. I had Savage Speeders.
Of course, you can have a DNF because it's the best time of the 2 races.
All right, that's good to know. That's how they're going to do it with the two. So Wizzy for Savage Speeders, Momo, Razzie, Pharaoh, Pinky Toe. Snowy did best, Red-Eye. Starry did good. If Starry gets first, they are going to be still in it, especially with Savage Speeders getting a DNF. Hive got 10th, though, which isn't great. I'm guessing the DNFs, they rank it based off of, like, if, well, first of all, I doubt we're going to have double DNFs, or at least multiple double DNFs, but if they did, I'm assuming it's how far they would go on the track.
And a 137.71.
Hey, look, they're not even, like,
from Snowy.
Like, they're on the side, but Savage Speeders weren't even on the side.
Look it down below. Momo, Savage Speeders, Raspberry Racers, Plasma, and the Pinkies, they're all out.
Plasma and Raspberry Racers
there,
are hugging
Pinkies,
each other.
They got caught, I think, on that very slow turn when everybody started to bunch up.
That's what I thought was going to happen to Rangers.
That could have implications. Well, however your team finished in this one or will finish
Pinkies
in the
are also
league,
kind of high up,
our
so
merchandise online. You can scan the
Raspberry
QR code
Racers,
and find
Savage Speeders,
what is
and
best for
Pinkies
you and your friends.
DQing
Remember,
there is
holidays are
pretty
coming up.
huge.
These make perfect gifts and show your support for your favorite
means
team.
they have to get a decent run here. Anyone who double DQs is going to get 16th, guaranteed. Unless there's a double DQ.
Jumbled up once
or a
again,
double
in the
double
blocks,
DQ.
ready to go as they funnel toward the
That's
start.
confusing to say.
And we are underway.
See, like there, it didn't look like there was enough banking.
Who was that? Was that Team Galactic that I think shot to the lead and then stalled out? They got high on the wall and came to a complete stop. This is Team Momo trying to make the most after that DNF in the first race. Is that Red-Eye back up there again? Splits between the two marbles and has
They also
the
didn't clear it
lead.
full of debris.
Red-Eye,
They ran into a leaf.
who is more known for prowess in Marbula 1 than San Marble Rally, has gone to the point here. That is in front of Rojo Quattro for the Rojo Rollers. 137 is that time to beat. The Marbles have seen this course once before. Have they learned from it? Especially this slow corner here. Is everybody going to get through? Team Plasma just crawls on through it, but does keep going. The O'Rangers were back there as well. This, the leader. Red-Eye. Is anybody going to challenge? Swinging around the right-hander now.
Doesn't look
back
like
to
it
the
this
sharper
time.
left. Nobody in the picture right now. A little bit farther back. Savage Speeders, they're still going. Rangers.
Thunderbolts have had a lot of bad collisions in this league.
Bumblebees. They would love to have a better finish.
Ooh, great there,
Right
through the straight.
This one into the Honeydome Grand Prix. Getting down to the bottom part of this course. Time ticking away. Everybody slowing down once again. Momo moves to the side. Can't keep that speed going. The Pinkies get by. And now there's contact between them. Red-Eye up front wins race 2.
That gliding glaciers?
And is that time good enough, not just for pole in the Honeydome Grand Prix, but for this event, is that good enough for gold? Now, it was a great battle there. Coming across the line.
Definitely
Here's
more
our
DQs
winner.
here.
Pretty wide margin.
That's probably going to be good enough for first.
All eyes turn to the clock. Putting glaciers up in there. There's a battle of snow and ice.
That was a tight one.
Here comes Team Plasma. How many DNFs did we have in this one? Still some marbles coming through.
I think Raspberry Racers might not have gone it. They might have gotten a double DQ.
And these were some of the winning lines taken by Red-Eye.
Momo didn't finish.
And it's a 134.42.
So Momo and Raspberry Racers are going to get last. I'm glad for Raspberry Racers, though. watch them get salty getting the friggin' last pole, which they friggin' deserve because they friggin' suck at Marbula 1.
Nearly everybody improved
And
on
then
their
complain
times.
about their pole when
Red-Eye has
they're
done
losing
enough
because
to
they
capture
don't have
the
speed.
gold, but where
Not
does
because
everybody
they're
else
in the
fall
back.
out? I believe Pinky Toe
Even if they
with
started,
136,
honestly,
that's
even if
better
Raspberry Racers
than
started
the best
pole,
time
like
in
pole
race
position,
1,
they would
so
always
that should
finish
be good enough
16th.
for silver. I don't want to speak too soon on anything else.
Like an actual Marble League, they suck at Marbula 1.
Fans were treated to a great view from there.
Savage Spears
Shot
didn't get good
underneath
though,
of
so
carrying
Crazy
tremendous
Cat's Eyes
speed. You can
could
see
definitely.
just a little bit of moisture
Wouldn't say
on the
leap
track.
them,
oh,
but
and it did
he was
catch
pretty
out
good.
Team Galactic. I think that was clear up at the top.
Red-Eye is in first. Wow, Pinky Toe and Snowy. The two lighter colors. Second and third. Alpine got fourth. Shimmer got fifth. Both those guys are pretty good at Sand Rally. Thunderbolt's 11th with Bolt. Starry for Team Galactic at 8th. I think that should eliminate them, but Savage Speeders only got 2 points, and they were pretty well out in front of everyone else. Yeah, Crazy Cat's Eyes have dropped quite a bit, so I don't think... Galactic might still be in it, but barely. I'm trying to think where they were points-wise. I'm pretty certain they're out.
And
I'm pretty sure they were,
our
Savage Speeders
final
were up by like
standings.
40, 30
Red
or 40.
Eye gets the gold, Pinky Toe the silver, and Snowy, by virtue of that first race, gets the bronze.
Rojo Roller's getting
Some
7 points there.
surprising results there.
Does
Remember,
help quite a bit.
That sets the order
High
for
for
the Honeycomb
Bumblebees.
Grand Prix, the final event of these games. And before we go, just want to give a quick Patreon shout out. The message says, "Hi Sandra, I hope we have a great trip together. I love you, Bodo." That's awesome. Hey, enjoy event 16 on the train, you two. Championships can be won and lost on the circuit, but you had to get through the sand first. And doing well here doesn't necessarily mean that it will carry over to success on the track in a repeated lap setup. So if anything, this just really throws another wrench in the works. We don't really know how this is going to go. Now, obviously, Crazy Cat's Eyes, they know the track Marbula 1 style very well. What will that do to their championship hopes, though, as we wait for the tabulations? 25
But that gold, actually,
points
that
in
might
the
be enough
Sand
to
Rally.
launch
Here we
them
go. Standings after
first.
event 16, just 5 teams can win it.
Yeah, so Gliding Glaciers, despite going up a position, not only can't win, they can't get a podium. Snowballs or Rangers and Raspberry Racers can get a podium. Raspberry Racers don't even deserve a shot, to be honest. But yeah, this is a surprise. Savage Speeders are still in first because they pulled out ahead so much. So unless they fail a lot at the next track, which is unlikely, but they did fail a lot here, so it's still a possibility. Bumblebees could win it. But Pinkies, last year's champion that no one expected. Crazy Cat's Eyes has been always up there as a good team, but honestly, in this league, they've been like always either like first or last. Like they've been so insanely inconsistent this league that I honestly, even though I think they kind of deserve to win a tournament at some point, I don't want it to be this one because it does not make sense for it to be this one. Like they've got 5 medals. They've got 2 golds, 3 bronze. It's honestly surprising they don't have like 3 golds, 2 silvers, and then the rest are just zeros, because that's how it feels like. I mean, from 2nd to 5th, where the teams that can still make it, there's 5 points between them. Savage Speeders are there's more of a gap between 1st and 2nd than there is in 2nd and 5th. So, unless Savage Speeders basically gets like below 10th, they're going to win the league. And it's mostly just going to be a battle of the podium. And honestly, I want it to be Bumblebees and Rojo Rollers on the podium. I want to say Savage Speeders can't even really... I guess technically they would have to get like 15th or 16th, and the other teams would have to do good for them not to even get a podium. But that's just not going to happen. I think Savage Speeders might not win the event, or might not win the Marble League, but they're basically guaranteed a podium. Because even though they struggled at Sand Rally, they not only have to do terribly, but I mean, there's so many other teams that regularly do bad. Thunderbolts aren't great. Raspberry Racers are terrible. Luckily, the Hazers aren't here to make things even worse. But yeah, out of the people that are left, I'm hoping that the podium is Bumblebees first, Rojo Rollers second, Savage Speeders third. Crazy Cat's Eyes, Pinkies don't really care 4th or 5th. Again, Crazy Cat's Eyes, I do think deserve a podium. They deserve a position, but at the same time, I'm also, when it comes down to, it's actually very fitting now I look at it. For those of you who don't know, there was a big controversy with people thought that the play on Rojo Rollers versus Crazy Cat's Eyes was controversial. I think it was a perfect call, quite frankly. The fact that they didn't redo it was kind of stupid because it screwed over Rojo Rollers just as much as screwed over Crazy Cat's Eyes, which was unfair. Because Crazy Cat's Eyes very blatantly hit them, and Rojo Rollers would have, if you look back at the replay, it's very clear that they would have managed to get back on the track if it wasn't for Crazy Cat's Eyes. I mean, we saw the Midnight Whisk get DQ'd from a rally for doing something much less blatant. So, you know, these two, 1 point away from each other, those two have a story, especially if only one of them gets the podium. I would love it for Rojo Rollers to get the podium over Crazy Cat's eyes and just put a big middle finger to their face. But I'm still rooting for the Bumblebees here. I'm honestly surprised at this whole league, to be honest, for a couple of reasons. First of all, the bottom teams, which are both two of my top teams, are at 102, tied for 102. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure whoever gets bottom here is going to have the highest bottom score ever. So for a league that is this close, especially one that started pretty far away, especially for the Thunderbolts, for a league that started so dramatically stretched out, it's evened up so much that going into the final event, only 5 teams can win, and only 8 can make the podium. Like, goodness. That is such a surprise. This has been a really weird league. You know, now that I say that out loud, I almost want to think that Rojo Rollers are going to win. With such a weird league, we could have Rojo Rollers winning, or maybe Pinky's getting back-to-back. Whichever way this goes, I'm going to love it. Without further ado. But that'll be it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the final event. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as I have.